You did take on Joe Biden and something from his past. Let's play this moment where you were discussing an op-ed that he wrote about child tax credits. Let's listen.
What did you mean when you said when a woman works outside the home, it's resulting in, quote, the deterioration of family?
No,
and that we are avoiding, these are quotes. It was the title of the op-ed.
So this was 1981, first of all. So this was a long time ago. Number two, the Biden campaign says, and I've read the op-ed, that he wasn't opposed to a child tax care credit itself. He was opposed to the tax credit being made to people making, I think, the equivalent today of over $88,000.
Right, which is middle class, squarely middle class. But the point he made in the op-ed, which is what disturbed me the most, is that he felt that he wasn't going to participate in middle class affordable childcare because it would lead to, quote, the deterioration of family, end of quote. And he went so far as to say parents were, quote, avoiding responsibility. I'm a mom who works outside the home for both my children. I'm the primary wage earner and the primary caregiver. And as a member of Congress, I had my second son, Henry, who was in the audience last night. And to say to me that I'm somehow avoiding my responsibility because I had access to affordable daycare, to say to me that I'm somehow deteriorating the family, the reason why it's relevant today, and let's be very clear, is because we have a misogynist in the White House right now who's done an all-out assault on women's reproductive freedom, on demeaning and devaluing women, bragging about sexual assault. Women have been marching against Trump since he got elected globally, and we took back the House in 2018 because of the power and ferocity of women running and supporting them and turning out to vote. So we just need to know that the nominee does not believe that today. And so I very simply asked him, what did you mean when you said that? And do you still believe it today? And he couldn't answer the question. He finally said, oh, I never believed it. Well, those were his words. He wrote them.
But fact checkers do say that he wasn't singling out women, that they should stay home.
Yeah, but
that he was talking about parents at this particular income
give me a
bracket.
break. Give me a break. Who in 1981 was going to be staying home to watch the children? It's obvious. It's typically, in most families, women. Women are still primary caregivers.
It was, though, in the 70s for a period of time, Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden was a single parent for a long time.
Understood, and we respect him as a parent. We respect him as a public servant. I just wanted clarity about what he meant when he said it then, and does he still believe it today? Because we need women of America who must work. Most of us must work, and many of us want to help our communities, whether we're nurses or doctors or whether we're teachers or members of Congress. To say that our work is somehow deteriorating the family, I think is an outrageous statement, but worse, to say we're avoiding responsibility. So I just need to know that our nominee is going to be a champion of national paid leave, affordable daycare, universal pre-K. I'm the only presidential candidate who's actually laid out a full plan on a family bill of rights to make sure all people who want to be parents can be parents, that children can be provided for in those first few years of life.
I want to talk about the black vote. We just had Harry Anton on. I don't know if you were able to hear any of it, but he crunches all of the numbers. And Joe Biden is doing really well with the black vote. All of the polls show him doing, I mean, really notably, by exponentially, he's doing better than his closest, well, here you go. 53% of black Democrats would prefer Biden than their Senator Harris, down at 7%. And so do you think that last night changed any of that equation? And what do you think you need to do?
Well, first of all, a lot of that is based on name recognition. And we're still early in this campaign. And I'm very proud of the work that we have done. We are building up a campaign where we have incredible support in all the primary states and building it up in other states. I am prepared to earn the vote and to make my case. And, you know, when you have somebody that has been in office for decades, who was the vice president under a very popular president, I would expect that people would know who he is, and there would be a high level of name recognition as a result. But I am going to be out here competing. And I'll tell you, if you judge it by who is showing up and the kind of support we're getting on the ground, the endorsements we are receiving, I will tell you I am fully prepared and equipped to compete on a very serious level, and I intend to win this election.
Former FBI Director James Comey rejecting Attorney General Bill Barr's comments that Barr believes spying took place against the Trump campaign.
I really don't know what he's talking about when he talks about spying on the campaign. It's concerning because the FBI and the Department of Justice conduct court-ordered electronic surveillance. I have never thought of that as spying. And the reason I'm interested to know what he means by that is if the Attorney General has come to the belief that that should be called spying, wow.
Do you share the former FBI director's sentiment? You know, sort of how Comey ended there. Wow. If Barr thinks that legal, court-ordered surveillance is spying.
Well, I think there are a number of problems with Barr's language. One of them is, as former Director Comey said, spying connotes that the FBI was secretly trying to find out what was going on in the Trump campaign, and there's no suggestion that that was the case. It's also problematic that he used language that fits right into a sort of partisan political agenda, which we saw the president seizing on this evening. And it's problematic also because he's basically throwing his own FBI and people in the Department of Justice under the bus by suggesting that they behaved improperly.